At the dawn of a new era, before the echoes of the battles that overthrew the civilization of Andalusia in the 15th century faded, two great powers rose from the ashes of those devastating wars: the Portuguese Empire and the Spanish Empire. These two empires later began to write a humiliating history for humanity. Their warships embarked on arduous journeys, crossing oceans carrying seeds of hatred, malice, and greed for the resources of other peoples. They reached new continents where they committed genocidal massacres against peaceful indigenous populations, raped women, enslaved men, systematically plundered wealth, and imposed their culture by force. They also spread discord, ignorance, and backwardness. These wounds left deep scars on the cultural and social identity of those peoples who still suffer from their consequences. The seeds of conflicts and disturbances were sown, affecting the course of history to this day, creating a civilizational gap akin to the gap between apes and humans. Unfortunately, this is the legacy of the abhorrent and inhumane Western civilization from its rise to the present day, which all events and evidence indicate we will witness its fall soon. However, while these two empires were reaping enormous profits from the theft of the resources of the peoples they colonized, there was a people living on an isolated island, lurking in the shadows, watching from afar this struggle for world domination, dreaming of their share of the pie. Their beginnings were through piracy. Their small ships attacked Spanish and Portuguese ships, and gradually they became a formidable military force. They began to expand and managed to establish an empire on which the sun never sets. But unfortunately, they were no better than their neighbors, committing the same crimes and injustices as the Spaniards, Portuguese, and other European colonizers. In the midst of the 1880s, this empire reached the peak of its glory, and their power began to consolidate at the farthest known limits of the world at that time. Thanks to their strong navy and advanced technology, they achieved crushing victories in many wars. But they were not content with this, and aspired for more expansion and control. Egypt, with its strategic location and natural resources, became their target. After years of planning and preparation, their war fleets invaded the Egyptian coasts. Despite the Egyptians' attempts to defend their country, the resistance was weak and could not withstand the overwhelming force of the invaders. Thus Egyptian cities began to fall one after another. On September 14, 1882, British forces entered Cairo without facing any significant resistance. This event followed the Ottoman Sultan's declaration of rebellion against Ahmed Urabi, the leader of the Egyptian popular resistance against the British invasion. Simultaneously, Khedive Tawfiq announced the dismissal of Ahmed Urabi and called on the Egyptian people not to resist the British. This decision was not surprising, as many Egyptian officers betrayed Urabi and surrendered to the British forces. Additionally, Egyptians themselves were not in control of their own country. They were considered second-class citizens. The political elite in Egypt consisted of individuals of Turkish, Albanian, and Circassian origins, further complicating the political and social situation in the country. The British colonization of Egypt did not fundamentally alter the country's experience of foreign domination. Before British rule, Egypt was under the Muhammad Ali dynasty, an Albanian family nominally loyal to the Ottoman Empire but with aspirations for greater autonomy. Given Egypt's strategic location, it has historically been subject to foreign control by various powers, including the Romans, Persians, Greeks, Nubians, Arabs, and many others.